Peace and blessings is real. Peace and blessings is real. Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is truly edified by tonight's word. We're going to name this word life for our children. Salakia. We're going to name the word tonight live for our children so we can save our babies. That's going to be the word for tonight. Let me say it again. Live life for our children so we can save the babies, man. You know, they say our babies are our future. They say our teenagers are representing, like they're the new representation of what we used to be. When you look at today's babies and you look at these young adults, these late teens, young adults that's supposed to be replacing us from when we were teenagers and young adults, it's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's absolutely a nightmare, man. When you really look at it, man, it's like the 80s babies. When I say 80s babies, what I'm saying, individuals that were born in the 80s, their children are the ones today that's supposed to carry the torch. But they can't carry the torch because they're so jacked up. They're so psychologically zapped. They're mentally zapped. Spiritually zapped. It's such a sad state, man. Babies today are born in a world of corruption. Let me say it again. Today's babies are born in a world of corruption. A different type of corruption than when we were born, me being a 70s baby. At that time, the world was corrupt, but nothing like how it is today. Babies today are born in a world of corruption. Babies today are born in a world of a demonic shithole. Okay? Babies are born in an earth full of demons lurking 24/7. So when you think about that and when you process that, these kids ain't got a chance. These teenagers, these current teenagers, young adults ain't got a chance. And these newborn babies and these babies under 10 years old, 5 to 10 years old, they ain't got a chance, dude. And when you think about that, the first thing I think about is the parents of these young adults and these babies that are born today. The parents is zapped with madness, with spiritual blindness, man. Intellectual blindness, psychological blindness, man. Yeah. And so when you look at the root and the byproduct of these kids we talking about, with these parents being zapped with madness and blindness, what you have is children that are destined for failure without proper guidance and instruction. And then when you really think about it, if the parents are blind, right, and smoked out on drugs, if the parents are under the spell of Satan, if the parents lack mental capacity to comprehend the basic needs of raising a child, then guess what happens? The babies and the children are lost. Translation, it's a wrap. What you're seeing out here with these young adults, these teenagers and these young kids, man, they're in a world on their own, man. It's sad. In Proverbs 22:6, man, it speaks about directing your child on the right path. And once they become older, they'll never deviate from that. That's where, as a parent, that's one of the parents' responsibilities. But you have to say to yourself, how can a parent direct their child on the right path? Like Proverbs 22:6 says, how can they direct their children on the right path? And once their children are older, they will never deviate from it. How can they do that when the parent is zapped with madness and blindness? When the parent, okay, lacks the mental capacity to comprehend the basic needs of raising a child. I hope this word is getting through, man. In Proverbs 22:6, when it talks about directing your child on the right path, and once they're older, they'll never deviate from it. Well, let me give you some examples of how you direct your child on the right path. You start teaching them about respect, responsibility, their conduct, their behavior, their integrity, their character. All of that is built in the process of you directing your children on the right path. So when they get older, they understand and recognize what respect is. They understand and recognize what responsibility is. They understand what your conduct, what type of conduct you must have, your behavior, your character, your integrity. That's how that's supposed to play out, man. But that's not what's happening today. The ball is being dropped right from the parent. If the parent is blind with madness, they're going to teach their child the exact same thing. And then when you look at a lot of these young adults, these teenagers and these kids today, they have no respect for their parents because they wasn't taught respect. That's why in Ephesians 6:4, it tell you, provoke not your children to anger, but to bring them up through discipline and instruction that comes from the Lord. But how can parents not provoke their children to anger when they're smoked out, when they zapped with madness and blindness? That's why now there's a floodgate of children, teenagers, and young adults that's zapped out of their mind, and they want all the smoke with their parents. They want all the smoke. To the point, a lot of these parents let these kids run right over them out of fear. Because you done turned this precious baby into a monster. We in trouble, man. We are in trouble, I'm telling you. I got one more scripture, man, as we get ready to close out this word in 1 Timothy 5:8. And what it speaks about is anyone that does not provide for his relatives, most importantly, does not provide for his own household, He has denied the faith, and he is worse than an infidel. He is worse than an unbeliever, man. And when you look at the inner city children today, they are all, mostly of them are subject to poverty. They're subject to poor, which leads them to stealing. That leads them into drug selling. It leads them into all type of various violence and crimes to survive and to make it. Because your parents are not responsible enough to provide you your daily necessities. Listen, man, we are in trouble. And as responsible parents, man, we are to live life for our children so we can save our babies, man. So what am I saying when I say live life for our children? That means we have to live by a healthy example. We got to be willing to put everything on the line for the better of our children. We got to go without just so they can go with. We have to sacrifice giving up everything to make sure they have what they need to become responsible, good, nurtured adults. And then when they have children, they pass that down as well from generation to generation. And there's a disconnect with that in today's world because the parents are so lost. They are so gone, man. Today's been a long day, man. I did 2,500. I burnt 2,500 calories and 9 miles of cardio, man. Okay? On the treadmill and on the track. So I'm spent. I'm physically spent. I'm drained. I'm steady putting fluids in me, man, to rehydrate myself, man. But I wanted to bring this word out this evening, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters was edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. I hope you stay prayed up. Keep Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, first in everything that you do, man. I'm telling you. When you look out and you see these children today and they all kind of disrespectful and they all kind of reckless and they all kind of all over the place, look at the household they came from. And you're going to get your answer to why they are what they are, man. What you see on my shirt is Gulfport. That's where I was raised at, man. Gulfport, Mississippi, man. If you ain't never been there, you need to get down there, man. It's lovely down there. You dig? Shalom, man. Word.